Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another non Marvel superhero film month. And this is an animated film from the 2004 done by Disney. That's actually a really good superhero film, and it's getting a sequel soon, which I think is long overdue because this was an awesome animated film, The Incredibles. Yes. Now, I remember seeing this movie a long time ago. I haven't watched it in many years, but what I do remember is that it's basically a good Fantastic Four movie, but animated and short. Well, it's not a short movie, it's 115 minutes. I think it's like one of the longest Pixar films ever made. And yes, I know this is the full screen version, but I'm eventually going to get the movie on Blu ray before the second one comes out. These are the characters. Yeah. There's Jack, and there's Mr. Incredible, and Elastigirl, Violet, and Dash. Yeah, really good, cool characters, and I love their costumes, the red and with the eye in the front. Yeah. Now wouldn't say this movie's underrated because it got a lot of praise. Some people didn't get this movie. They were like, I don't understand why it's so good. I'm like, it's a good Fantastic Four movie. It's a family that's together and they have problems just like every other family. Just because they have superpowers doesn't mean they're invulnerable to anything. And they meet up with a threat, a villain named Syndrome, who is an awesome freaking villain voiced by Jason Lee. He's fantastic. Like he's one of the best animated villains in any Pixar movie. That's what I missed in Pixar. Like the last two movies they made, there wasn't a good villain in it. You had Inside Out, which had a really good cast of characters, very colorful, beautiful animation, good story, but there's no villain. And then in Finding Dory, there's no villain. So I really don't understand why Pixar hasn't done a good villain. It's been a while. I think the last good one was after Syndrome was maybe Monster University. I don't remember, but it's been a while since I've seen a good villain in a Pixar movie. But this movie is really good. Like I said, the animation is fantastic. Pixar animation is some of the most beautiful, you know, immaculate imagery you're ever gonna see because they know how to do great animation. No matter how the story of their movie is, like Cars 2 and Cars, their animation is always top notch. And this film is no exception. This is 2004. There's no excuse why animated films nowadays, like The Nut Job and freaking Kubo and the Two Strings and freaking Norm of the North, that's just animation that I just don't care for. Even that claymation that they do with box trolls, it's ugly. It's not appealing at all. It's just horrible. Now, what other animated studios have got from Pixar is that the like DreamWorks and Illumination Studios, they got the animation done right. Colorful. This movie is very dark for a Pixar movie too, because The Incredibles, a lot of them get into peril. Syndrome actually catches all of them except for the baby Jack, who comes into it. He has his own moment at the very end. It's very cute. And the voice cast, absolutely awesome. You got Craig T. Nelson as Mr. Incredible, Holly Hunter as Elastigirl. The two kids, I don't know who their voices are, but they're really good in the film. You got Samuel L. freaking Jackson in a PG movie as Frozone. He's basically like a Mr. Freeze, but a black version. And you got this old lady voiced by the director of the movie, Brad Bird. He's a good director. I enjoyed in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I don't care what anybody says. That's an awesome freaking sequel. The worst Mission Impossible is 2. End of story. And I have not seen Tomorrowland, but I want to give it a chance because I like Brad Bird's direction. I know he knows how to direct actors. These characters are very vibrant and colorful. Mr. Incredible strong, Elastigirl's elastic, Violet can use force fields and be invisible like the Invisible Woman, and Dash can run fast like the Flash. One of my favorite superheroes. And the movie it's got a lot of energy. It's got a lot of cool visuals. The action sequences are well done. There's a lot of emotional moments. Like Violet is like afraid of people. She's basically emo when she's before she becomes super, and then she's able to talk to a boy. And but I related to her because she's very quiet and calm and talks like this, but she's not boring. Take that with a grain of salt, freaking fan four stick. This is how you do it right. You don't have to suck all the colors out of your movie. Like I said, I'm getting tired of that. Superhero films need to be light, colorful, and if you're going to be dark, at least add some humor. This movie has a lot of funny moments. Just a lot of stuff for the adults, wink wink. And especially with that woman that's all over Mr. Incredible, voiced by the late Elizabeth Pena. So rest in peace, Elizabeth Pena. And yeah, and like I said, Syndrome. You see in the past that there's a spoiler. He's Buddy. He's a little nerdy kid that looked up to Mr. Incredible and is like, "No, you never noticed me. So go screw yourself. I'm gonna take over the world, and you're not. There's nothing you can do about it." And I'm like, Jason Lee nailed this part. This is one of his best voice works because he's threatening. He has a big chin like Jay Leno, but he is not a joke. He's an awesome freaking villain. Cool costume, dark demeanor. He's actually fun. He's a fun villain. He's not like Lex Luthor in BVS, who got on my nerves. And it was sad to see Holly Hunter wasted in that movie. With freaking Jesse Eisenberg going, "The red capes are coming," and I'm like, don't hate that movie, but that guy was not good for that. He was a horrible villain. This villain Syndrome is freaking awesome. I think, he's right up there with Loki in the Avengers and Darth Vader from Star Wars and the villain from what was it? The Joker in The Dark Knight and in Batman 1989, the Penguin in Batman Returns. Just a classic villain, and he works so well. And this cast is fantastic. The animation's great. The energy in this movie is very well done. Problems: the movie is a little bit too long. Like I said, 115 minutes. It's not the Avengers. I think you could have cut. There's some filler with some side characters that you don't need. Also, the ending is a cliffhanger, which we had to wait over 10 years to see a sequel, which thank God it's getting made because I'm like, Pixar, you gotta make a good sequel to this. We got an awesome sequel to Finding Nemo. Don't care what the critics think. I thought Finding Dory was great. Two Toy Story movies that were good, even though the third one is extremely overrated, but it's good. I liked the prequel to Monster University. I liked Cars 2 because the first one bored me to death. And I think this sequel, The Incredibles 2, will be just as good as the first one. Granted, the kids are much older now, so they're probably going to be like in their teens or 20s, but I'm fine with that. As long as they give a good story, I'm all on board. Because, the first one was such a good movie. Humor, heart, energy, a kick ass villain, and a good movie for your kids. It has dark tones in it, but it's not like, oh my god, my kids should never watch this. No, it's a more adult animated movie. It's PG. So it's not like the G-rated Pixar films again now. And it's definitely darker than Inside Out and Brave or whatever. And Brave I just had no interest in. I'm sorry. It's not because it's a female character, because this has female characters, but fluffy redhead with a Scottish accent that just sounds laughable to me. And like I said, I'm not a fan of foreign actresses. Sue me. I prefer my women American. And Holly Hunter is as American as you can get because she's from the South and she's awesome. I got a lot of good friends from the Sausage Factory that are from the South, like Pizzow, Jay the Stingray. You guys are awesome. Love your accents. I can handle those accents, but a British accent in a Pixar movie, it takes me out of it. Freaking a freaking Australian accent is laughable. Like, oh, shrimp on the barbie, I got cancer. No, this is why Pixar doesn't do any films in Australia or like the UK because people are gonna laugh. Brave won Best Animated, and I don't know why. The animation's good, but a bear's the villain? Pfft, no. I'd rather go back and watch this. I should. It's been a long time. I saw this on back in 2005, I think, when it came out on DVD. Yeah, and I was like, wow, this is a good movie. It was a while back. I think it was 2005 or 2008. I don't remember, but I remember it being good. And if you want to see one of the best Pixar movies, if you want to see a Fantastic Four movie that Fox and Butcher, there you go. Animated Fantastic Four movie with a family of superheroes that are vulnerable and have problems just like a real normal family, and they manage to get together at the end and kick Syndrome's ass, and there you go. And even the baby has his moments, which is great. And these characters are really good. I mean, like I said, Craig T. Nelson, always liked them. He was good in Poltergeist 2, the original Poltergeist, not that god awful remake. And Holly Hunter, yeah, the woman won an Oscar. Why would you waste her in BVS and kill her off? Here, she's awesome, and she has a southern twang. She's a mother figure, and she reminds me of my mom, a strong woman, which I will always love. And the kids are great. These are kid actors that I cared about, unlike the kids in Jurassic World. There, suck it, Universal. This is how you do it right. Kids that don't annoy me. Even the baby was cute, and it's a good movie. This is a great superhero movie, especially for your kids. So anyway, that's my praise of The Incredibles. Like I said, the only problem I have is the running time. I think almost 2 hours is a little bit long for a kids movie. It could have been shorter. Like Inside Out was only 95 minutes, so Pixar movies just need to be between 90 and 95 minutes. They don't need to be almost 2 hours long. That's why I didn't see Sing last year, because it was like an hour and 50 minutes. I'm like, that's too long. You could cut at least 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Be short. You don't have to be. If it's an anime, then you can make it 2 hours. But if it's something that kids are going to go to the theater to see, make it mercifully short. Big Hero 6 was short, and I loved it. But anyway, it's a good movie. This is a great freaking animated Pixar movie and superhero film. So I'll leave you guys with that. Go watch Incredibles. If you haven't watched it, it's a treat. Watch it. I'm going to watch it again because it's been way too long. And some people call it overrated because of the rating it gets on IMDb. Like I said, it's a good Fantastic Four movie. A good one. I like the two Tim Story movies, but this one proved that Disney could write something good and original, because nowadays Disney's all about remaking and giving sequels that don't deserve it. Like Mary Poppins Returns, don't care. I want to see the sequel to this because Incredibles, it lives up to the name. Enough said. See you guys in the next video.